Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Legit Agents. Today we've got a super fun one, probably one of the most important ones, but we're going to be talking about managing your clients' emotions. Hey guys, again, welcome back to the channel. Today we are missing Eli. He's out with some clients. We want to make sure that we get you guys 2 videos a week, so you guys will be enjoying myself today. But if you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe. We come out with videos every Tuesday and every Thursday. And yes, we still are licensed brokers, and we are looking to partner with and help you guys grow your brand and your business as well. So that number popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls and the text messages. We're also the guys who handle the emails. So if that's something for you, you guys would like some more, you guys would like to team up, we would love to have you. But with that being said, let's super talk about something super important. We're going to be talking about managing your clients' emotions. First and foremost, why is this important, right? Like, more times than not, especially with new agents or inexperienced agents, they think the most important piece is, man, I gotta find clients. I gotta find clients. Believe it or not, it's not necessarily that hard to put yourself in front of people, or put that, and then putting yourself in front of clients, right? People are clients. Social media is a great platform we talk about in some other videos, but honestly, from our team, right, when we grew top 1%, top 0.5% in the world for Berkshire Hathaway, a lot of the transactions that we were seeing, even now, the team that we have and everybody in our downline now, everything that we educate with, all of the talk that we have with agents, a big piece is not necessarily having a hard time getting in front of people and having clients. Your struggle is during that process, it's ugly, right? It's super high stress. Clients feel like it's a roller coaster, and agents have a hard time with referral business, right? So it's like, if you're a football fan, I describe it like the Baltimore Ravens. Like, yeah, you won the football game, but it was an ugly win, and your clients are like, your fans of the Ravens are like borderline bipolar because of how hard wins are for the Baltimore Ravens, right? Like, you wish they could just solidify a win halfway through a game. Not gonna happen. I digress. The bottom line is, more importantly than obtaining clients is how professional and how well you execute during this process, right? So when we talk about managing clients' emotions, where does this start? This starts with clients knowing, liking, and trusting you. Well, how does that even happen? Well, this is why it's so important to have a brand. So like when Eli and I do our YouTube channel, living in Denver, Colorado, that's got over 5,000 subscribers, and we're doing 13 million a month in volume on that channel alone. This isn't even talking our sphere and referrals and everything like that from our business prior to our YouTube channel. And yes, when we hit top 0.5% in the world for Berkshire, this was prior to even having our YouTube channel. So there was a lot of referral business there. However, what we were doing was establishing ourselves on social media platforms in addition to or prior to YouTube, right? So Facebooks and Instagrams, and doing lives once a week and talking about the market and talking about what our clients were going through. We were building brand, right? So just like this video here and what you guys are watching right now, you guys have a chance to know, like, and trust Eli and I, or Mona Eli. I'm sure you guys are understanding what I'm talking about. So when we talk about brand, this is where people have an opportunity to know, like, and trust you, understand what you stand for, have an opportunity to just feel what you're all about. How can we do that best? Well, Eli and I decided to do that through video, right? This gives us an opportunity to articulate thought, speak to a professional category, and then articulate what was important about it and giving people that opportunity, right? So that's step one, is like within your brand and giving people access to you through social media or through some form or fashion that allows them an opportunity to know you, right? Like, and then the whole know, like, and trust, right? Well, your personality, what you choose to say or not say, or how you just choose to conduct yourself, is like the whole like side, right? And then your consistency is where people are going to trust you. If you're in this as a professional and this is what you're taking your career serious, this is what you want to do, and you're establishing yourself as a professional in the real estate community, if you're not consistent with your content, why would people trust you? Because they're not going to be taking you serious, right? So that's step one, is building your brand. Step two to this is what we call our buyer presentation, right? And it's or your listing presentation. And we talk a lot about these things in our private Facebook group, Legit Agents. We also talk about it a lot on our private Zoom calls with folks that are in our downline. If that's for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. But that step number two is like, hey, once you've got clients reaching out, right, whether it's through social media, your sphere, whatever that looks like, we have to have that second opportunity to reestablish or continue to build upon that know, like, and trust. But it's got to be in a very non-emotional state, right? So how you're managing clients' emotions is you've got to be this advisor role, and you've got to prep them for the road ahead prior to them being emotional, right? So we have clients reach out to us through YouTube, through our sphere, whatever that looks like. Great. Hey, cool. What's your story? Hey, appreciate you guys giving me a voicemail. Like, hey, we're happy to help. What's your story? They talk to us on the phone, and we have a great conversation, and we let them talk about their circumstances and why they're moving to Colorado or why they're selling and moving somewhere else. And great. And hey, listen, super excited to help you out. When would be a good time to hop on a Zoom call? Or hey, when would be a great time to come by the house and talk to you and the wife and just establish just some control measures as far as moving forward and helping you guys out for this process, right? And so that step after that phone call or that original contact is going to be, hey, I need to get him on a Zoom call, or I need to see him in person. Once we're there, this is where we start going over the buyer pre-zone, right? So this is where, like, hey, we show up at the house, they're speaking, they're going over their circumstances and everything that they want to do as well. And this is where, step by step, if we're selling their house, every single step that's involved with it, we talk about it. If they're also doing a buy, every step about the buy side, we talk about. And then we also talk about the merging of the two, of where we need to be on our selling aspect before we can even start the buying process, right? Like, which phase should we be in? And hey, a home is listed, we've already got it under contract, it's through inspection, especially if we're going to be contingent. There's some things there, right? But we cover both the listing as well as the buy. Let's say, right now it's just for the buy side. You literally cover everything, like getting pre-qualified and then getting pre-approved, right? Validating everything that you've told our preferred lender or your lender. And then talking about what does it look like to look at homes online? What does it look like to look at homes in person, right? What's your role when you're a buyer? What's your role when we're out looking at homes in person? Hey, we found the one. It's time to submit offers. Well, what does submitting offers look like? What are some great tools we could use on our offer, in addition to communication with Eli and I to that listing agent to really find out what is highest and best, right? Like, we literally tell them the process that listing agents talk to us about, and like how we combat overcoming a listing agent just saying highest and best, and gathering information so we can then come back to the buyer and give them some intel in addition to what we think of the market and what they're in a home for, right? So we don't have buyers just telling us what they think they're going to buy a house for, right? So super important that we're prepping them now. We're not even looking at houses. This is non-emotional, right? So super important. So I'm giving you guys some examples of, like, literally step by step how we take people through this buying process. The reason why this is important, guys, is they're not emotional. They are not in some emotional state. They're not in the middle of submitting an offer and you guys get a counter, or you get a call back that you need a higher offer, or you need some type of appraisal gap, or they'd like a post occupancy. And if you've never educated them on that and they're super emotional, well, now they think that you're just trying to get the deal done. Maybe they don't know if they can trust you. It just sounds like you're working for the listing agent and you're just going to give somebody whatever they want, when in reality, that's not true. You guys are actually representing them very well, and you're trying to be as competitive as possible. But a buyer doesn't even understand how they know how to be 100% all in on a home. They don't even understand the tools. And if you're trying to explain it during that super tight window of submitting offers and potentially getting yours selected, man, it's very rushed. It's those last couple hours of when there's, offers are submitted, they're calling people back, they want to take your offer, but maybe they have a counter. If you're trying to educate somebody in that window, they're already super emotional, right? So they haven't been prepared. They don't have anything to reflect back on. Trouble, right? So now it's rushed. They think they're married to the home, and this whole thing could be messy, and that they could also have some buyer's remorse that their offer even got selected, and they don't even know if it's the right home, right? So all super important things. But this buyer pre-sale, when we sit down with them on a Zoom call or in person, prior to even getting into looking at homes online or in person or even submitting offers, they're not emotional. Okay, not emotional means you can sit there and you can obtain what I'm talking about. Cool, so we'll go through the entire thing. Why is this important? They're obtaining everything that you're talking about. They will have something to reflect on every time you go through a phase during that buyer process. So when you go through submitting offers, when you go through getting your offer accepted, when you go through needing to turn in earnest money, when you go through inspections, you've prepped them and they'll have something to reflect on. But why is this so important in the beginning? In addition to just them understanding what you're talking about and not being emotional, which means that they can absorb what you have to talk to them about. You're an advisor, right? It's not emotional. They're trusting you with the ability to navigate this deal. You've got a process and you're prepping them prior to even going down that road. So when you guys get down that road and it's a little bit like it's just rushed and offers are coming through. You've got a couple of things that are challenging on an inspection objection, and you've got to navigate that. If you've got great poise, if you can articulate super well, and if you've prepped them prior, guys are going to listen to you. They're going to understand where your recommendations are coming from, and ultimately they're going to lean on your advisement. This is the number one reason why we don't have a lot of homes fall out over inspections. This is also how we have buyers not submitting 30 things on an inspection objection. They understand the etiquette behind what an inspection is in the first place, and then we never have to combat that with listing agents or with sellers, right? So the bottom line is, if you want to manage your client's emotions, they've got to know, like, and trust you, right? So you've got to be able to articulate and be professional and present prior to any emotional circumstance. Once it gets emotional and you've got offers coming in or offers going out or inspections going through, and we've got a couple things that are concerning and we have to navigate it, you have to manage your own emotions and have poise and be able to articulate and be a resource and have solution. And then anytime you're talking to your client, regardless of what obstacle is going on, you must do your due diligence first to have some recourse, an idea, or a plan of attack to combat something that's going on. Sometimes your plan of attack is that you have to walk away from a home, and that's okay too. But the bottom line is, you're not going to manage your emotions. One, if you can't manage your own during that process. Two, if you haven't prepped them for this road ahead so they understand what they're getting into, it's not going to go well. So make sure you've got that process and you're being as professional as possible. You're managing your own. You've prepped them prior to the process. You maintain that poise and that resolution process, right, through the entirety of that deal. And I promise you, this is where referrals, this is where people just can't stop talking about you when it comes to, hey, I know a realtor and they were phenomenal and here's why you got to use them. But if you guys aren't taking this serious and if you don't have a professional process in play, if you're expecting to manage people's emotions on the fly, super hard. And you also have to understand when it's your time to be emotional. I'll leave you with this. We've had agents before talk about not winning an offer, and they were so upset because they thought that, the listing agent just loved our offer and they were so kind to me and they said it was in the bag, and then 5 minutes before the deadline, a better offer came in and now it's not ours. And literally the buyer agent wanted to cry, and they couldn't even stomach having to tell these buyers because the buyers were also so in love and so emotionally attached to some home before it was even under contract, right? So first and foremost is like, you guys have to stay here, right? As clients go high and go low, it is not your time to go high with them. If they get super excited about a house that you're showing them, you can be excited for them and, hey, great, I'm glad we found a home. But you can't ride that high with them, or you're going to be riding these lows with them as well. And are you an advisor or not? Are you a professional or not? Because if you are, then you've got to stay here through the entire process. And you got to make sure that you don't bottleneck yourself and allow somebody to get too emotionally involved on a home that isn't under contract for them, or even when it is under contract. What if the inspection is terrible and they've got to walk away from it? If you're not poised, if you don't understand the hat that you're wearing and how you've got to manage their emotions, and you let that slip through the process, no matter how well you've prepped them in the beginning, like I'm talking about, if you're not managing your own emotions during the actual execution, all that work you did ahead of time that sets you up for success, it's now gone. You're now a part of that emotional roller coaster. It's going to be ugly. We've even had agents before have other people choose to work with a different agent after a home was not selected. Their offer was not selected. So all food for thought. Manage your client's emotions by meeting them, allowing the opportunity to have them know, like, and trust you prior to their emotional process of buying and selling homes. During that process, be a professional, have poise, be a great resource, have resolution, manage your own emotions, execute on theirs, right? Appreciate you guys watching. Again, we are licensed brokers. We are still building our team and our network. So if this is something for you, if you guys want to partner up and build your brand and build your business, we would love to teach you how we did our YouTube, how we've done everything else specific, our buyer presentations, and everything that we execute on that's ever made us successful. No hypotheticals. Everything that brought us success, we want to teach you guys. So if that's something for you, that number popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls and the text messages. We're also the guys who answer the emails. So if that's for you, again, would love to talk to you guys. Subscribe, like it if you like it. Again, we try to do these, we do these twice a week without falter. Hopefully these videos are helping you guys out. But until next video, maybe we'll see Eli, maybe we won't. Depends on how busy we are with clients. But until next time, super appreciate you agents watching. Looking forward to meeting you guys in the future. See you soon.